episode of Inside the Leather. I'm your host, Ronnie from New Jersey. And let me tell you something, folks. We're presented by Golf Vicinity, first and foremost, okay? Now, listen, cozy up. I want you to do me a favor. You're probably not driving to work because of, COVID and all that stuff. So just sit on your couch real nice, get a blanket, okay? Because it's a little cold right now, which is ridiculous. It goes from 70 to 40 here in New Jersey. But listen, we got a banger episode for you. We have a guest on this show that I've been waiting. It's been about 14 episodes in the making. We finally got our schedules linked up. It's going to be a good one, folks, and it might be a long one. But I promise you this, if it is long, we might cut this thing into 2 parts. That's how many stories we might have for you today, okay? So like I said, we're presented by Golf Vicinity. Do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, do all that crap, share it to your friends, get the word out, okay? We're trying to grow this thing a little bit. Let's go give us a hand, okay? Whoa! I can't believe I'm so fired up. I can't.
You're fired
Jeremy,
up.
Are you fired up or what? Tell me about this.
Let me tell you, I've been looking forward to this episode right here for a week now, ever since I got off the phone with our guest. And
I tell you, we're fired up. We've been doing a little research on this cat, and we got some good stuff. So wait, let me start by this, okay, folks. I'm gonna read, okay?
The ad read.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do. Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. Good idea. Before we jump into it, I'm gonna get a read in right now.
Get it over with.
I might not find a way to get this reads in this episode. Our sponsors might have to call us today. I'm gonna have to figure this out. But look, we're gonna jump off with a read, and then we're gonna jump into it. Okay, we're gonna bring them on. We're gonna jump right to it because it's gonna be sick, folks. Sick. Okay. Woo! Okay, so here we go. How your business is perceived in the public eye can make all the difference between getting by and truly thriving. At OCG, we can guarantee that trusting us with your brand's identity will garner the attention of potential clients and competitors alike. From logo design to social media management, together we can reach new heights. Visit our website to learn more about who we are and how we can help you at o'briencreativegroup.com. One read down, folks. I should just probably do them all right now to get them out of the way. Now, here we go. We're ready to rock and roll.
One more thing. What do you got? We have a something special at the end of the show today.
Oh, folks, stay tuned to this episode. Watch it through to the end, okay? Watch it through to the end. We're going to be giving away a product that I love. It was a product that was in my What's in the Bag, okay? We featured it in the What's in the Bag. This is the product, actually, that connected us with our guest today. So that's all I'm saying about it. Stay tuned. We're going to be giving it away. I'm going to be doing a whole thing about it later on. Jeremy, don't let me forget before we get in the episode. We got to make sure we give that giveaway stuff. We're going to make it, just follow a couple people on Instagram. Nothing big. Maybe subscribe. Don't worry about it. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Let's just get it.
A banger, folks. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to read off a name. I'm going to read off a whole list of names, okay? And what I want you to think about in your brain, okay, while I'm saying these names, I want you to think, how are all of these A-listers, how do they all connect? What could they possibly all have in common, okay? Here's the list. Sly Stallone, Rocky Balboa himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, come on, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jack Nicholson, Denzel Washington, Larry Longball David. Oh, my God. Will Smith, Joe Pesci, my guy, Joe Pesci, you motherfucker, you. Joe Pesci, Samuel L. Jackson, Damon Wayans, Smokey Robinson, Eddie Van Halen, Tommy Lee, my God. Oh, my God, he's like a horse. Anyway, Adam Levine, John Lovitz, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman, Vince Neil, Justin Bieber, Richard Roundtree, Richard Dreyfuss, Joey Montana, Pete Sampras, Ronnie and Rhea Perlman. Ronnie Perlman, my guy, used to shop for groceries with Ronnie over there at Gelson's over in up there at the top, Gelson's, yeah, the supermarket in Franklin Village. Oh, my God, I couldn't remember where I lived in California for 10 years. Anyway, Thomas Calabro. We got George Lopez, Kevin Costner, Zac Efron. Kid's got abs for days. Anthony Anderson has no abs. Trust me. Dennis Hopper, Kevin Nealon, Dean Martin, Rat Pack Dean Martin. What could he possibly have in common with Justin Bieber? But wait, I'm not even done. Rob Riggle, Michael Pena, and Alphonse Ribery. I can't even say his last name, but you know who he is. Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What could they possibly all have in common? And folks, the only thing that they all have in common is a relationship with our next guest. Here he is, folks. celebrity golf instructor to the stars, my guy, our friend. You're going to love him, Ronnie Del Barrio. How you doing, Ronnie? What's up, pal?
Oh, what a big intro. Jesus, I can't live up to that.
I'll tell you what, I think I had an aneurysm during that one. I lost it a little bit. That list is absolutely tremendous. So first off, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming on the show. We are thrilled. We are thrilled, pal.
Thank you for having me. I've heard about this show. I cannot wait to do it. Been waiting forever for my buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. I got a DM from a friend, from a common mutual friend, I should say, right? And said that, after he saw a couple episodes of Inside the Leather, he said, you gotta meet my guy. And I've been watching your stuff. You've been watching mine. We've been going back and forth. We finally were able to work it all out. And here we are. And I'm glad that we waited. I'm glad that we built up a little anticipation now. Now we're ready. We're ready because this is going to be a good one, folks. Ronnie, I love that your name is Ron. Did you know our name means powerful?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, translated in Latin. Ron means powerful.
Really?
That was good. Yeah. Solid. Okay. I mean, so Ronnie, you're a golf professional.
Yes.
Right? How long you been in the industry? Why don't you give us a little bit of a quick introduction, how you got into golf and what you've been doing for the last, 172 years, that type of stuff.
Well, I came off the Spanish Armada in the 1600s. No. So I had no interest in golf whatsoever. I was a paramedic in Los Angeles. And after 5 years of seeing, touching, and smelling the shit I did, it was extreme. But the one thing I wanted to be was I couldn't even grow a mustache. I was 18 years old. But they all played golf, and I wanted to be one of the men. So, you know what? I'm going to take up golf. So I did it. It was great. And then all the shit I saw, I can't do this job anymore. So then I became good because you only work 11 days a month as a paramedic. So I practiced all the other days. And one day at the range, I ran into Smokey Robinson, and he was, hey, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to make the tour, whatever. The next day, I get a phone call at the golf course, and it's him. I'm like, oh, good, I got a lesson out of this. Okay, great. How you doing? He goes, meet me at my lawyer's office. I'm going to give you a 3-year contract. Let's go. And I'm like, wait, what? From that moment, within 2 weeks, he moved me from L.A. to Palm Desert to get the fuck out of here, go play. I'm going to support you and sponsor you. Bam. That was that. I mean, literally.
Smokey Robinson?
Smokey, I tell you what, if he needs a long, well, he won't need a long one for me, but this man, to this day, I mean, he's a mensch. I love me. He actually backed me. My first professional win, I called him up with so much excitement. Hey, Smokey, I'm going to send the money. He goes, no, you keep the money. I just love you, baby. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's awesome.
It was amazing. It's amazing.
That's awesome. So you started out trying to go on tour, right? And then you how did you do? Where did you get to with that type of stuff?
I played professionally for 5 years. I played everywhere, did well, except I went to 3 tour schools, missed it by 1 the last time.
Ugh.
At that point, I knew at that moment, there's no way I'm good enough to make it to that level. I mean, I played on everything. I played in Asia, everywhere. That level is just ridiculous. But at least I realized it that early because these guys, I mean, right now I'm a +4. I'm a 12 handicap compared to those guys.
Wow. That's a +4.
Yeah, but that means shit to that. I mean, that's with your buddies playing, with no pressure. It's not, these guys. It's unbelievable.
It's a whole different level.
For the last 10 years, I'm Jesper Parnevik's swing coach, and being out there experiencing that stuff. These guys are amazing. I mean, it's ridiculous how good they are. So I realized, what? So I decided that, I love this game. So I started teaching. And by the way, the first 2 years, just because I'm a playing professional didn't mean shit compared to teaching. Because I thought, oh, it's an easy transition. I feel bad for whoever took lessons from me the first 2 years. Because it's such a, no, I screwed everybody up. I'm sure of that. So it took a while. But, I mean, and here I am 34 years later, just still loving every morning I wake up with golf.
I mean, and that's what it's all about. I mean, that is exactly what it's all about. Waking up and loving what you do, and very few people could actually say that they love what they do, especially after 33 years of doing it. I get sick of a putter after 2 bad rounds, let alone, I can't keep a putter from my bag for more than a month, let alone do something for 33 years. But that's great. And I'm sure it takes time to develop, your craft as a teacher, because you had to transform from you could do it yourself. And then now you got to teach other people to do it. It's definitely, I'm a coach. I coach football. I coach Little League football, high school football. I coach at a bunch of levels. So I understand how to take something and then relate it to someone younger and actually teach them, there's a lot of tricks to it. There's a lot of ways to do it. And I got to tell you, I've been watching some of your videos, and what you say, you're very unconventional. I would say you're not very mainstream. But when you watch the way, first of all, your energy and your personality come through right off the bat. So there's no doubt about it. I can tell you've been.
Come on, stop it some more. No.
Right, right. But it's true because let's call a spade a spade. You're out of your mind, Ronnie. I mean, you're absolutely nuts. I mean,
with all these tattoos,
you're all tatted up, right? You are like anti-golf, but it's smoking a bud. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're like a throwback. It's the best. But I got to say, like your personality and just the way that you actually, it's funny because like even with just the simple like keep your head down. The whole head down thing. And then you make the whole thing with like, T-ball and golf are the only two things at the ball stationary. Just the lesson, the way that it just like, that makes a lot of sense. Like these people are teaching the wrong things.
Now, for years, I would never say anything negative about my peers, but I've had enough of this.
Right.
This is no different than baseball, than any other hitting and throwing sport, except the way it's being taught now. It's backwards. I mean, if you were to take the modern instruction, the modern narrative of instruction, and teach somebody to throw a ball like that, they'd be just completely out of their mind.
No, and that's what comes through. That's what comes through when you're watching you. It's like everybody says, like even when you're chipping, like you don't guess. You're not trying to figure out how far your arm comes back to throw a ball a certain distance. You just eye it up and you do it. It's all feel.
Right.
And it's translatable. It's awesome. I now that we can actually start golfing again, it's good. I want to be able to put some of your tips. There's no ranges open, but I want to definitely put some of your tips, into motion. And I know we got a lot of we got some stuff planned too. You're gonna analyze my swing.
Oh yeah, I am.
You're gonna analyze my swing. So we got so Ronnie, when you started coach, who was the first of that celebrity group? Who was the first one, and how did that go? Was someone in the first 2 years? Did you screw up a celebrity?
I them all up, but let me tell you. Now, where I teach is Studio City Golf and Tennis, which is right down the street from Warner Brothers Universal Studios.
Yeah, that's okay. I used to go to the range there. You might have messed me up, and I didn't even know it. But yeah.
But there was a guy named David Leisure. He was Joe Isuzu, a big ad campaign for Isuzu cars. A notorious liar, and this is before Smokey. And as soon as I started working with him, one day John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live started coming to the range, and I don't give a shit who you are because I have no filter, and I've lived in this town my whole life, so and celebrities don't impress me. And he had asked me a question, and because he was taking tennis lessons and golf lessons, I'm like, no, you're all messed up. If you want to know, you'll pay me. And he took offense to it, and he said, okay, fine, and you show me then. From that moment, John Lovitz just turned into Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman. All of a sudden, Tommy Lee, those years, I don't remember a lot of them, but it just snowballed like crazy because,
They all talk. They're all in the same circles. They probably played with him once. They saw he was dog shit. All of a sudden, he started smoking the ball, and now all of a sudden, how did you do that? I got a guy.
That's exactly how it works. And more importantly to that point, in Hollywood, like Stallone would never play in front of people unless he looked good and played good. Now, this game. To this day, after 20 years, he hasn't played in a tournament. Anyways, no, I'm kidding. But it is such a small circle, and I've got the reputation still after 30 years of keeping my mouth shut because the shit I've seen and done with these folks, and that reputation really gets you going. But in 95, I had an infomercial. I invented a product that was on TV for 2 years. And then that just spun it to the biggest level. Because now everybody started calling me, well, if he's on TV pitching his thing, it surprised me even. Then when I got the
What were you pitching? I haven't seen it. What were you pitching?
I invented a strap called the Turbo Swing. It went to the club and to your wrist, and it had 5 positions, which would inhibit your hands and arms from doing anything. And then later I got knocked off by Greg Norman, The Secret, and that. But this thing was really successful for 2 years. It was in 130 countries, a half-hour infomercial 300 times a week. So that publicity thing just started. And then once I got Stallone, that was it. Then I just went straight through the roof, and everyone was like, well, if he's teaching Sly, I got everything.
Sly how to play golf. I mean, you're probably awesome.
Let me tell you something. I mean, one of the articles I sent Jeremy, you'll see. I mean, first of all, Rocky Balboa, this bastard can really box, though. I mean, I've got some swords to show.
No doubt.
He's serious. He's good. He's really good. And the snowball effect. It's amazing. And all of a sudden, I'm traveling on Gulfstream jets. They wouldn't even let me wash a tire. My last name is Gutierrez Del Barrio. There's a lawnmower. But I'm traveling around the world filling up passports, going up to the Hollywood Planet Hollywood openings. It just was crazy.
That's awesome. I got so many questions about so many of these people with Sly Stallone. The story of Sly. If people don't know it, that are listening, what people don't. He got offered like $1 million. He got offered so much. And this is back in the 70s for Rocky.
Okay, so he was living under John Hirschfield's stairs, mind you. He got offered by 20th Century Fox $250,000 in the 70s.
Which is like $10 million now, right?
He said, "I'm Rocky." They said, "It'll never be made."
Right.
The balls on this man to believe in that. I mean, what can you say? I mean, he held out.
I heard a story that he had he sold his dog. And then he bought his dog back, and because he believed in himself. And like you said, that's a lot of money back in the 70s. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money for a no-name guy who just wrote a movie and he's out in Hollywood trying to sell the damn thing. For him to have the stones and what he's turned into is
for sure. And a lot of people don't know he's very well educated. He went to Europe and went to school. I mean, he's a smart man.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Balboa was an idiot, but Stallone's not. I mean, obviously, he knew what he had. And when you look back on it, you can't even envision anybody else being Rocky. Like it was so perfect that he was a no-name actor. Just also happened I wrote the damn thing, But who knew the script better than him? Nobody. Who knew the character better than him? Nobody. It was like perfect. It was a no-name boxer who got a shot, and then it was just perfect that he held out.
It'll never be rewritten again. I mean, to have the stones to do that, but with an amazing script that he wrote, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, just absolutely. So, and then, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Larry, long ball, Larry. We mentioned a couple of stories that I had a run-in with him. A friend of mine used to be a caddy over at Riviera and used to caddy for him. And another member at Riv owned the main street, the restaurant. The private restaurant that I worked at, Main 23 Main or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of his name, but I was like the maitre d' security guy there, and Larry came in, and we told that whole story. It's amazing. So all right. So of all the names, okay, let me just throw some. I'm going to throw 3 names at you from this list. And, tell me, you don't have to answer. Who was the best golf swing, maybe? Who would win in a match? That type of stuff,
Right.
All right. So I'm going to throw some bangers at it here. I'm going to say, let's go with Kevin Costner, first off. I mean, did you work with him before the swing, before the movie?
I did. And the thing is, Kevin Costner was never a golfer, but an amazing, amazing baseball player. Like, could have gone pro kind of baseball player. Amazing.
Okay.
So the director, Ron Sheldon, said, you've got to make the swing look like he's been playing for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So that means that it's the old school, I'm talking the 1 o'clock right field, the whole bullshit that's still peddling to this day. Because he had to look a certain way.
Right, And he did. I love the follow through where he had the special follow. Was that you? That follow through?
Absolutely, of course. But the thing is that in doing it that way, to this day, he can't hit a driver but 230 yards. And
really?
Because they had to be a certain look, and he worked so hard. He worked so hard on this golf swing. He wanted to make it look perfect, and he loves the game. But it would take him 2 years to undo that shit.
Right.
He's just not good anymore.
Right. Right.
He's very athletic, and he was able to actually play some good golf. He's about a 6'7". That's not bad, right?
It's not bad. That's Jesus Christ, Ronnie. We got to work together. You got to let him work on my shit, Ronnie. I got to fly out to California, get some lessons. We're going to have the simulator in HQ. So I want to set up like we'll do a live thing where we'll get you on like this Skype, whatnot. You can watch me Will watch me in the thing, and really, we're gonna do some live lessons for the people out there. You gotta fix my swing.
I can fix it all.
We'll get sponsors for it and all. We'll take care of your fees with the sponsors because I can't pay.
Are you sure it's pretty pricey?
We'll just fly down to California, whatever you want. We'll do both.
We're doing that too. I mean, we're doing that too. There's no doubt about it. I'm going out there. We're gonna meet up with Ronnie. We're gonna play on the course. I can't wait. So okay. So Ronnie, in a golf match, let's see what the people might want to know. Let's see who would between Sly, Arnold, and Jack. Who's of those three? Who's the best guy? You don't have to say who's the worst. I don't want to hang anybody out there. But who's the best of the three?
Arnold was in it for a half a minute only, because it was the end thing to do.
Right.
However, but if he ever got into it, let me tell you something. There was times where I finished with Sly and Arnold's waiting, and
just waiting on Arnold.
You know what I mean? It's like
Arnold, do me a favor, Arnold. Hang out for 10 minutes. I'm finishing up with Sly. That must have been a fantastic thing.
You know how friggin' political I had to be. Trust me, because this is like during the Planet Hollywood, the beginning of it, and they're so competitive. Well, let me tell you, competitive is all get up. Now, at that point, Sly was a bomber. He was probably in the low 80s at that point. Arnold just starts. He buys JFK's clubs. He's playing with John F. Kennedy's golf clubs.
Stop it.
He's got this place at Shotzi's in Santa Monica with the cigar and the Humvee before Humvee.
Yeah, I know Shotzi's. Yeah.
Right. So he started it, and Sly was not too happy about it. And what's crazy is that Arnold, just ginormous, had some serious touch and finesse. I'm like, oh, Jesus, please don't love this game because I'm out of a job with Sly if you do. Thankfully, he didn't take it up too seriously. So,
I mean, obviously, Mr. Universe, he's obviously an athlete, but you would think that the big muscles, but then again, well, at that time, he still had the muscle. I mean, he's always been.
This is during Commando and all this stuff.
Right.
But the finesse out of that big body was amazing. I mean,
he was
more ballet.
He put it together. So, okay, and then of Jack. So, of the three of them, if they played in a match, who would you have? Who would you lay your money on?
I would lay my money on Jack only for one reason, because he's so out of his mind that he doesn't know he's not supposed to be that good.
Really?
There was an incident here in California one night, I don't know, 20 years ago, where he road rage. He pulled over in Mulholland and Beverly Glen, and he took his fiver and I'm pounding the window. I'm locking the door because everyone knows I teach him. He calls me up. He goes, "Hey, that rotation works pretty good, kid." Busting this guy's window, just bang, bang, bang. But he's just, I don't think he's acting, to be honest with you.
Oh my God! No, I don't think he's acting.
But talent-wise, Sly definitely would take everyone down. Those three down. Sly, yeah.
Yeah, Sly. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Let's go. Let me throw some of the older guys in here. Let's see. Dean Martin, could he swing?
Well, okay. After 9 a.m., he's a great player because from 7 to 9, he's doing a little right. So
right.
Before 9 a.m., no. At that point, look, he was long in the tooth at that point, but he still can go out and play golf, though. He can shoot 85 at Bel Air, no problem.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let me see. All right, well, let me Larry David, Will Smith, and we'll throw in Tommy Lee. Who would win in those three?
Okay, well, now Larry David, believe it or not, can hit the shit out of the golf ball.
Yeah.
And he has shot in the 70s at Rib, by the way.
Yeah. My friend works there. He's a caddy, so he's told me that Larry's really, really good. You wouldn't believe it, but he is.
And not to mention back, he's so optimistic. No, he's not optimistic at all. But he literally can really bring it. But if Will Smith, because Will and I were doing it since Fresh Prince of Bel Air for about 8-9 years, he got so friggin' good until he met Jada, and that was the end of golf. But I would have put everything on Will.
Really?
But he took the game literal. I mean, so cerebral, and he really wanted to get good. I said, if you're willing, when we started, I said, I'm not interested in working with you unless you're going to hit an L wedge for a month. He goes, I'll do it for 2 months.
That's awesome.
And it scared the shit out of me because I was kidding because who wants to do that? Okay,
but he was. I mean, look, the guy does everything well. I mean, he does everything well. I mean, it's unbelievable how he came on as a rapper. And I thought he was a great rapper. Some of his early stuff was amazing. I loved it. And then he goes to TV. Then he transitions to film like it's nothing. He just does whatever the hell he wants to do. He's super smart. Smart. How about a big golfer is what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he's always everywhere with his Congo hats. He's all over the place at all the events, all the pro-ams. How is his swing?
Well, very good. I mean, no, he's a golf nut for sure. So
he is, right?
No, he's dedicated. I mean, he'll be on his yacht in Greece and putting for 2 hours a day. Legitimately, wants to be good. I mean, all these guys want to be good for sure.
And that's what I think just golf is in general. Everybody just that's the beauty of the game. That's why we all become so obsessed with it, because it gives you something to be competitive in your older years. You know, handicaps level the field so you can play with some. When you're playing tennis, you can't play with someone who's a shitty tennis player. You got to play with someone at your level. Golf, the handicaps clear it out. You can play, you can gamble, you can have fun, and that's the beauty of it. Is we all just want to get better. And that's what I mean. I'm just so competitive. I'm in the head. When I play with my buddy Joey Ippolito, Joey Pants out there, when he was at Riviera and I was living in California, we used to literally play. He was the only person that could calm me down. Because I'm that person. After a 3-putt, I'd get so pissed off if something lipped out. If I hit a bad chip and then scold one over the green, I'd get so angry that it takes 2 or 3 holes for me to calm down. He was the only one that could calm me down. And I kind of have that issue today. I just want to be good. Because I know I can do every phase. I just can't put it together. With me, it's all in the head. It's all in the head.
Golf, though, but that's golf. This is
right.
Everybody thinks this is a direct reflection on your ability and who you are as a person, which it's not, but it brings, because it's just you and this friggin' golf ball that's laughing at you. Come hit me. I'm not moving. What are you doing? Are you crazy? But that's the beauty of it. So but more to that point is it's demoralizing at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, God, I can't hit this wedge 10 feet. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I'm making racks of money off of that.
Ronnie says that a lot. He's like, what am I doing? Why can't I hit this match? He has a 55. He has a 55, doesn't even use. He doesn't even,
I use the 55. I can't hit the
60.
I can't hit the 60. It's in the bag, and I just can't. I got fears of it.
Well, you did pretty good with the one hand, though, you bastard.
I know. Hey, that's because when I'm not same thing with the putting. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just using the one hand. I don't think about it. As soon as I put the other hand on the club, I get all tight. My big fat titties just get in the way. Everything is just all tight, and I'm like this. But when I got one hand, it's just doing it, you know. So
get serious. You hear a squirrel fart. Oh, I missed it. Didn't you hear the squirrel fart? Right? Oh.
Right. Jeremy talking to my backswing. What are you doing? God, Jesus. Oh my
Blames
God.
It on me. He can't beat me, Jeremy, but he blames it on me.
Oh. Here's a good one. Take it easy, guy. Take it easy. I've been smoking you in the video game that we've been. By the way, check out our video games on Twitch. Search Golficity on Twitch. We're doing a money match, big money match every night at 9:00 on what is it, 2K19 golf?
Oh no, yeah, it's 2K19.
The golf game, whatever it is. Just go on Twitch. Golficity, the other people out there, check us out. Comment below. We're doing all types of challenges. We're doing giveaways on Twitch.
No side bets. No
side action. All types of side action.
Of course.
We do $5 longest, closest to the pin on par 3s, but longest drives on par 5s. We do like the $10, $15, $20 in front, back overall. I mean, we've been increasing them every night. So I think the next one's going to be $25, $25, and $50. We're $10 closest to the pin. We're losing our minds. I mean, we got nothing else to do, Ronnie.
We're playing. You know? We're playing. We have a tea time. We have a tea time at 9:00 tonight at Pebble Beach.
Oh, I'm so lucky.
Tonight at 9:00 in Pebble. Have you played Pebble, Ronnie?
Of course.
Oh, talk about that.
That was a stupid. That was the stupidest question I could have ever asked. The name of this guy with the
Give
coaches.
One of these, Ron.
I haven't played Augusta though. I have not played Augusta National. Damn it.
Well, I mean, you know, if Inside the Leather gets big enough, maybe we can make that happen. You know, we can figure that out somehow. We'll get some press passes.
Well, since Ron, did you play Torrey?
Well, sure, yeah.
So what one did you like better, Torrey or Pebble?
Oh, Pebble. I mean,
yeah.
Mainly for the history, obviously, but
and the views.
For sure, but the Torrey is. I don't hit it short, even at 54 years old, and you know I shop at Baby Gap. I win 150, so it's not muscle that hits the ball long.
Right.
If you hit a long ball, Torrey's it's just the greens.
Okay.
So it's fairly wide open, you know, not until they get to US Open rough stuff. Then it's everybody a heart attack. But Pebble is just Pebble. I mean, that's right.
Yes.
So Ronnie, let me see who's the golfer. Let's go with the younger generation of people that you've been playing, you've been working with. Let's go with Justin Bieber, Zac Efron, and let me see. Let me throw in somebody else here that's relatively young here. What do we got? Well, we got Carlton from Fresh Prince, Alphonse.
Let me just throw in that I know every single one of those names. Before I didn't know who we were talking about. Now I know.
I don't know. I could have had to tell you Carlton though.
No, I knew Carlton.
But you didn't know his name was Alphonse. You knew the character.
Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera. He's great. He's so good too. What another smart actor.
Those three names. He is. I mean, he's probably the best of all those celebrities right now.
Really?
I mean, the guy averaged 320 off the tee. So remember at Lakeside, really famous course out here.
Wait a minute! Wait, time out.
Really?
Time out, Ronnie. Time out. Out of all the names on this list that I read off,
320
Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is probably the best.
He and Pesci, but I'll tell you what.
Pesci.
I won't play
Pesci. I should have ranked them. I should have ranked them on who I thought was the best, and they wouldn't have been anywhere near the top. Holy Toledo! Let's get into this.
If you play with Alf, I mean, I don't hit it short, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. I mean, this kid.
He's short too. He's not very tall. I mean, so's Roy. I know tall doesn't matter, but
this guy averages like.
I was 150 in third grade, right?
Averages 310.
That is sick.
He really pounds the ball that far. Carlton from Fresh Prince, Alphonse.
And he can shoot in the high 60s, low 70s.
What's his handicap?
No joke.
What's his handicap?
Wow.
Oh, he's scratch.
Oh,
Scratch.
It's like, oh no, this guy's got. I mean, no.
So has he ever played in like a Pebble Beach Pro-Am or something like that with the pros?
I mean,
I've seen him play.
Yeah,
okay.
He played in the last the Lake Tahoe. There's a big tournament every year, the Lake Tahoe with all celebrities. No, he's no joke. He's legit.
Michael Pena's another one too. I know he was on another a real famous podcast recently with another guy over there in the sports industry. Our friend Bob Menery over there, the nut. But he was over there, so he's a golf addict, Michael Pena, and they were talking about golf a bit.
For sure, and he is dedicated to learning the swing. I mean, this guy. I mean, he'll hit a wedge for an hour, and I'll say, "Come on, can we move to an 8 or something?" Yeah, I mean, literally, it's like the complete opposite of what you would think. He is like legit. If you see a swing, it's like, yeah, that's tour. I mean,
is he about a 4 or 5 handicap?
Yeah, because he's so busy. He doesn't. The short game, as you know, Ron, the short game is the first thing that suffers if you don't have time to practice. His full swing is unbelievable. If he had any time off from working, I swear he'd be probably the best of the list.
He works a lot. I mean, he's in everything. Every time you turn around, he's in something. He's a hell of an actor too. I'm a big fan of his. Of the music people, we'll say we got Smokey Robinson, but let's go like Eddie Van Halen, Tommy Lee, Adam Levine, Vince Neil, Justin Bieber, those types of guys. Who's out of the music clients? Who would you say was who's got the best stroke?
In the music part of it, Tommy.
And this is all obviously different time frames. I mean, this is like go back, but just like your opinion. Who would win the cash? Who would win the cash?
We got Tommy, we got Eddie, we got Smokey, we got
Adam Levine.
Okay, Adam Levine.
Vince Neil.
Adam, for sure.
Really, Adam's good.
Oh, yeah.
Maroon 5. Maroon 5.
I'm telling you, he's got good action. I mean, he had his own range in his backyard that he'd be sending me shit at 2 a.m. Like, what do you think of this swing? I'm sleeping. I'm like, what is this? Sending me a swing. What do you think of this?
Don't they know that you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning driving a Malbon Golf over there doing your lessons all day? Come on, I see your your Instagram stories in the morning driving at 5 a.m. Dark outside like a nut.
That's what I always see him posting stuff at like I think it's like 7 o'clock here. I must be like, what is he doing posting something at 4 o'clock Pacific time?
Sleep. I'm on the back 9 of life. My forever's near. I want to get it out there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it's all about. I
want to know how you got hooked up with Bieber. You got to talk about that real quick.
He shows up at my range one day. He was dating Gomez.
Selena.
Gomez.
Yeah.
Oh, Selena. That's like, Selena.
And my daughter was a big fan of Bieber. And I'm like, hey, honey, you want to come meet?
That must have been sick for your daughter, right? I mean, come on. How long ago was the Bieber incident there? Well, Selena, so that's probably about 10 years ago, maybe. 10
years ago, yeah. And he did it for a minute, and then I didn't expect him to take it up because it wasn't in that era, golf for that era. No, he's spending money. But he took it up for a minute. Wasn't too bad, athletic, but he didn't take it as serious as the other guy.
He just showed up. He just showed up to your Studio City range?
Yeah. I need help. Somebody help me, please. Are you kidding me? I'm like, who are you? I didn't even know who he was. Somebody said,
you didn't know who he was? That's great. That's great. Why would you? I wouldn't have known who he was either. Oh, my God. But, this just goes on. This goes on for days. Dennis Hopper? Dennis Hopper? I mean, how good is he, this guy?
Before he passed away, he was dedicated to just doing anything golf. Like his latter part of the years, he says, I'm going to do nothing but golf. And he probably got to about a 12, 13.
Okay. Respectable.
Yeah, respectable. Again, very cerebral. I love the guys that are just so deep, like Sly. They're into the mental aspect of it. Well, the other guys that are not, like
that's what they do for a living. They're used to that. They're into the mental stuff. I mean, it's a mental game being an actor. You got to be able to turn shit on, turn it off. You got to be able to go to a different place. You got to be able to it's amazing. My acting stuff personally was a little different. I was just your big, I was big laughs. I was just I was the loud guy in the room. I was the funny guy. I did a lot of commercials, which was just, they came real easy to me. But yeah, I mean, it's these guys, they got it up here.
Which is it's a hit and miss because, playing with Tommy Lee and Eddie Van Halen after Jägermeister, are you kidding me?
Right.
7 years.
Different world. The musicians are a total different animal than the actors. That's
38 tattoos. It wasn't from the golf industry. Trust me, I don't remember half of them. But I love the story.
How many times did you play a round of golf with somebody and they said, "Come on, Ronnie, let's go get a tattoo on the turn"?
Well, I'll tell you, Tommy was at his house one night. The first tattoo I ever got, he goes, "You're a virgin." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I don't see any ink on you." I'm like, "What's ink?" And he said, "Hang out for a minute." 7 hours later, this arm was done.
Come on.
And I'm like, "Oh, I ruined my life." And then the next morning, I'm like, "That's kind of cool. Let's do this."
Let's do it over here.
Oh, no, it gets nuts. And I had no idea how expensive it was because I didn't have to pay for it. Like,
you were right. Did he just have a tattoo guy come to his house, or did he do it himself?
Oh, no, they came to the house. Yeah, absolutely. No, he was married to Heather Locklear at that point.
Oh, Heather Locklear, another one. My God. Yeah. I mean, if anybody had a life, I mean, that guy had a life. I mean, DiMaggio had a good life. Mantle, JFK, they all had good lives. But I mean, Jesus Christ. Between Tommy Lee,
Eddie Van Halen was the greatest experience, though. Eddie Van Halen, believe it, this is a rock god.
Yeah,
he is the most authentic human being I've ever met in my life, and I'm talking from all aspects. Forget just golf. This man is brilliant, and he's battling cancer again, sadly, but. Man, what a mensch, this guy. And he did golf to kind of just escape reality.
Right.
But, I don't see these guys as who they are until the picks up a guitar. I'm like, oh, my God, that's Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
After 8 years, I'm like, oh, he's doing what the it's perplexing.
And that's a huge thing that people don't understand. Like when you're a fan, like, I lived in LA for 10 years. So I like I said, I used to shop groceries with Ronnie Perlman and what's his name?
I love Ron.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name now.
Come on, you actor, you got to remember lines.
I don't because I didn't look at them like they were gods. I looked at them. I walked up to somebody. If I saw somebody famous at a supermarket or a bar, "Hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan of your work." And keep it moving. Like they don't want it. Thanks. And then usually it's like then they're looking around. What the hell's this guy's name? I can't think of his name. It's gonna piss me off so much. It's gonna come to me later.
What was he in? What movies?
I'm drawing the blank of all blanks right now, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, let's take a
Bobby Cannavale. Bobby Cannavale.
Okay.
You know Bobby Cannavale, right? So Bobby Cannavale. So I'm outside of Oaks, the coffee shop over there in Franklin Village, across the street from Gelson's, and I'm standing behind him, and he was with the girl from Bridesmaids. The girl, they're married. So the two of them are right there. Two huge celebrities are right there in line in front of me. He had a Yankee hat on. I had a Yankee hat on, and I basically said, "Hey, Bobby, I'm a huge fan of your work." He turns around and he goes, "Oh, thanks, man." And then they're just standing there, and everybody's looking at him. Everybody's taking pictures, or with them in the background. I was like, "What are you people doing? Like, the guy's getting a cup of coffee. Leave him alone, right?" And literally, he actually turned back to me, and I was just like, "I go, you got to deal with this shit all day? Like, come on, you're getting a cup of coffee." He turned and goes, "I know, right?" And he started talking to me. That's the key,
to you.
Right? Yeah. Exactly, because I'm a fan of your work. That's it. I'm done. That was Joey Russo, my cousin Joey Russo. Who let's get into Joe Pesci. We got to do a little.
How about let's take a break here? Let's take a break. We'll come back.
Let's take a break. Do a read, or you actually mean like a break, like a break?
Yeah, like a break.
Take a pit and get a Corona.
No. Let's pause here and we'll come back.
Okay.
When you say pause, do you mean you're going to stop recording, or you're going to just like?
I'm going to check the audio. Yeah, I'm going to check the audio.
Oh, you want to check the audio? If you don't have the audio after all that, Jeremy, I swear to God, I'm going to come over to your house and I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Holy Christ. When we come back, folks, we're going to talk about Joe Pesci. And there's a lot of stories with Joe Pesci, a lot of intertwined, my family, Ronnie's family, all this, that, the other thing, plus my cousin Joey Russo doing the whole thing. We'll be right back after this quick break, I guess. Maybe we'll throw a read in here or something. I don't know. Pause it. All right, folks, listen, I know that you've been glued to the computer screen because I've been having so much fun. We went 40-something minutes with Ronnie Del Barrio, and it was a sick scene. I know you guys just enjoyed it. We're actually going to cut here. We're going to save it for part 2 and bring it back next week because I didn't even get to any of the questions I had written down. We were talking, shooting the shit. The guy's out of his mind. I know you love him. We love him. So we're going to, that's it. So we're done right now. So thanks for watching the episode. Thanks to the sponsors. I didn't get to the read. Sparrow's Deli Pro Staff, our friend over at AIM Health, Dr. David Perna. Listen, folks, Nutty, I know that we said we're going to do a giveaway. Stay tuned next week. We're going to do the giveaway. Just pay attention. Follow the Instagram. Do what you got to do. Figure it out. Figure it out, folks. We're done.